Hey guys, Daniel here. Welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be doing a relatively basic tour of the layout. Thought it'd be a good idea to do it after hitting 2,000 subscribers. Me and my dad started building the layout around 15 years ago, with the layout going through different variations in that time. The layout is 13 by 25 and has 4 loops of track, 2 mainline tracks, a single track inner loop, and a trolley loop in the city. The track we used for the layout is Atlas track, and K-Line Super Streets track for the trolley loop. The layout is powered by a Lionel ZWL transformer and can be operated either command controlled with both legacy and DCS or conventional. It also includes 2 lift bridges. These bridges were made by Mian Benchwork. We'll start our tour at this end of the layout. This part of the layout is based around the eastern part of the United States. We are now at one of the railroad crossings on the main line. The road that crosses the double-track main line then goes between the 2 railroad bridges to the other side where it meets up at another railroad crossing. The 2 bridges you see here are made by Atlas. Next to the crossing is a water tower with some graffiti and a little shack at the base of it. In the same area, we have a diner and crossing shanty with a few benches near the line as well. Going in towards the town, we have some businesses like the Morrison Doors factory and a feed and supplies building with a collection of tractors. Across from those buildings is the depot that sits at the main line. At the depot sits some signals. The signals activate by a sensor when a train rolls past and then turns red. Once the train passes the signal, it then slowly turns yellow and then back to green. There are other types of signals around the layout that operate like this. Here's the town and its many shops and businesses. It sits parallel to the inner loop of the layout. Here's the switch tower we have near the roundhouse. Next up we have the roundhouse and turntable. The main roundhouse is a Corber roundhouse that our friend John built for us. He did a very nice job on detailing and putting it together. Across from it is some whisker tracks for more locomotives. One of them has a single stall shed, and another has a cab of a Pennsy F unit that's being cut apart for scrap. Here's our 32-inch turntable. This was made by Millhouse River Studios. Here it is in operation, moving this Union Pacific big boy to its stall. Near it is the water tower, and next to it is the ash tower, sand tower, and cooling tower for locomotives. The ash tower specifically has lighting in the pit. Near the roundhouse is the railroad crossing on the main line. That's on the other side of the bridge. Near the railroad crossing is a retaining wall that runs up against the mainline track. Behind the Whisker tracks, we have some rail fans taking footage of the trains. Further down the line, the main line and the inner loop meet up on this straightway of trackage. While the main line continues further straight into a tunnel, the inner loop splits off at the mountain. Notice the smoke stains that are on the tunnel portals. The other tunnel portals we have around the layout had this same effect as well. Here's one of the mountains. The main line runs through it to connect to the other side of the layout. Here's a closer look at some of the detailing we added. Next to it is this framed window. This was done to see the trains on the other end of the layout from the control booth. That about covers this end of the layout. Let's move on to the other end. Here's the other part of the layout. This part of the layout we wanted to do a theme based around the northwestern and western part of the United States. Here's the other mountain that connects to the mountain on the other side. We added some people doing some various activities on the mountain as well. Near the mountain is the big station. This serves as the main station for the city. Here we have some passengers waiting at the platform for their train. We also have a siding track that runs around the station to store another consist if needed, or as a passing siding. Near the station is the Whistle Stop Diner. You'll notice we have a bridge on the water next to the tracks. This will be part of a railroad crossing next to the station in the future when it's finished. Here's the city. The main line briefly runs under the city as well. One of the buildings, the Mineo Part Tool and Die building, we kit bashed with another one to make a taller building. The city also has a trolley to take people around town. Next to the city is the lake, where people are doing various activities. In the same area, a Pennsy tugboat is cruising through the harbor. As we move further down, we have this double-track mainline bridge. This one actually includes a single-lane road that runs next to the tracks. The bridge is actually kit bashed from two MTH bridges, a single and double-track bridge. Across the bridge is the Heinz factory with a freight depot. Near it is a tunnel that leads back to the other end of the layout. Notice the scenery here starts to turn to fall season. Across the tracks is the Trackside Tavern. Near the tavern is the yard, with a few other small buildings. The yard also serves as a diesel yard for 2 of the tracks. Towards the back near the mountain is the Browning gunsmith shop. Near the gunsmith shop is the switch tower for the yard. Well, I think that about covers the tour of the layout. Next I'll show you some of the shelving and storage we have for some of our collection of engines and rolling stock. Here's the first cabinet that was built for the locomotives. My dad built this one years ago when I was a young kid. The shelving on this one has 4 tracks for each section. Here's a couple more train cabinets we made. The one on the left I made back in high school. It's got some laser printed logos of MTH and Lionel trains on the lower doors. At the top shelf is a plexiglass etching of a Union Pacific FEF class locomotive. Here's the other cabinet. This one me and my dad built a few years ago. Here's another storage unit we call a train trundle. Me and my dad built this one about a year or 2 ago. Here's one of our other shelving units. This one was designed to fit more locomotives in a more condensed space. For some of the rolling stock, we have some shelving that we got from Glenn Snyder Shelving Systems. For extra rolling stock, we store them in plastic bins with cardboard dividers, plastic wrapping, or some kind of cloth to protect the cars from scratching against each other. Here's a few of the storage bins and how they're set up. Well, I think that about wraps up the layout tour. Of course, there's still more work to be done on the layout, but I still figure it's worth showing it for everyone. Then again, a layout is never really finished. Hope you guys enjoyed this tour of the layout. I want to give a big thanks to my subscribers and viewers for getting us to 2,000 subscribers. Really appreciate the support. Other than that, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later.